You look online and you see these big successful CEOs and leading big companies.
Yeah.
And you see the picture of them professional in a suit. You don't see the stress that goes with that. I won 7 jobs in a single day and I got hooked. People say to me, oh, switch off, switch off. I don't want to switch off. I've had days where I've done 60 phone calls in a day. If you're not growing, you're failing. Every detail matters. I totally disagree with running a business in a glass tower. When you're trying to grow a business, it's okay to be in the trenches.
You have to be on it every day.
Not every day, every minute. I'm not talking the £100 million business. I believe we're going to revolutionise the way logistics is looked at. Do you know what really pisses me off? I'm a chubby kid that grew up at school, got picked on a bit, that thought, f*** you to everything, and I'm going my own way. We're gonna build something that's special and really is gonna get to the pinnacle of what it does. And I wanna share that journey. I wanna show people the real, raw, unfiltered look of running a family business and trying to take it global. And there's a lot more entertainment in running a business than people normally think. And I wanna show everyone what it looks like. My methods aren't always correct. I haven't been trained necessarily by any top CEOs. I'm just a guy trying to go big, and we're 10% of the way there.
Anyone watching this, you know, some people are going to be interested, some people are going to be...
People will think, why the f*** is he doing that when he's doing all right as it is? And it's just about, you know, trying something new. I've been doing transport. I've been doing it since I was in the truck with my dad, a kid.
Yeah.
You know, it's always been there. It's always been a part of me. And to do this is something different now. I'm 30 years old and let's get another thing cooking in the oven. Not that I've got f***ing enough on. 2 kids, 1 on the way, 2 horses as dogs.
Yeah.
I've just got a phone call from a customer. Yeah, I've got to take this.
Go for it.
How are you, sir? Very well. I'm just in the middle of a podcast, mate. You might feature on it.
Why would a successful businessman want to show the inner workings of his business to the world?
There is an element of stress to what we do.
Yeah.
A lot of stress. But there's also an element of the rush, the adrenaline rush of the chase. And I've been chasing since I was a teenager. Cartwheel of a chase. Go, 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 go. You look online and you see these big successful CEOs and leading big companies.
Yeah.
And you see the picture of them professional in a suit.
Yeah.
You don't see the stress that goes with that. And also you don't see the fun that goes with it when you accomplish something really, truly special. Like there's countless times where we've climbed an obstacle that, well, other people would have laughed at. We've done it so many times, so many times. I want the world to see that.
Yeah.
I really do. I want people in our space to see what can be done with the kind of work ethic that we have and the culture that we build and the culture that I set around me and the standard that I set around myself. That I'm not professional. I'm not 100% rigid in terms of systems, but I have the right people around me to be able to help me and to help them.
Why are you not professional? Why would you deem yourself not to be?
I've never been in a corporate environment.
Okay.
I left school and I joined my father's business. And you know what? For the first 2 years, I f***ed around. Maybe not the first 2 years, maybe the first year. I f***ed around. I didn't really believe that it could go anywhere. And I was packing the pallets, sweeping the warehouse, loading the trucks, doing the really basic things of the job while my dad was in the office trying to cook the deals and make money. And then one day, I was in the ops room, I was on my PC and I saw some requests come in and I thought, you know what, let me give that a punch. Let me see if I can close that deal. And I got hooked to the chase of picking the phone up, speaking to a client and trying to close a deal. When I say close a deal, win a transport job. I saw it as a deal. Okay. I didn't just see it as a transport job. I saw it as, you know, these are mini negotiations. Yeah. On the spot negotiate. Oh yeah, it might just be the odd person doing a road job from A to B. But to me, every single job was a negotiation. I mean, I'm better at it now than I was at 17 years old. But how better I can get at closing the deal, I suppose it's the art of the deal, isn't it? I just love the art of getting someone on your wavelength, making them believe in you.
Yeah.
It's not the sale itself, because once the sale's done, it's done. Gone are the days where, oh, yes, I've made that money, yes, I made that money.
Yeah.
I love the process of the sale, you know, getting them on the phone and then the end goal being yes or no. But I just got hooked into that feeling. I really did.
Okay.
And I always remember one day I won 7 jobs in a single day. One singular client I built a great relationship with. And the 7 jobs came from one client in a day.
Okay.
And that's competing against 30, 40 different companies.
Yeah.
And the only reason we won that was because A, the price was right, and B, the guy on the other side of the phone trusted us to give us the work because we had a relationship with him and we understood his needs. And it brought a different spin to transport. It wasn't just about doing transport. It was about working the clients and helping the clients and knowing that the client, if the client was ever in a pickle and there was 20 companies on their list, Labina was the first one that they'd call. And I say Labina would be the first one they'd call. They'd always ring my mobile.
Yeah, so it's a personal thing. They
Yeah,
know that you're...
as time's gone on, I've built that relationship up with many, many, many clients that it's almost a curse now because they consistently call my mobile.
Because you've grown and you become successful, but they've always dealt with Luigi. How do you manage that transfer for you saying to them, look, would you mind calling the team?
I don't.
You don't.
But that's not the right attitude to have,
No,
is it?
no, it isn't.
If a client calls me and they've got a problem,
Yeah.
I always jump on it. You know, we're not at 100 million where I can sit back. We have to get stuck in and rock and roll. People say to me, "Oh, switch off, switch off." I don't want to switch off. It's not what I want to do. We're in the growth stage. We're in the trenches at the minute. I enjoy that, and why should I stop it? I was a really good salesperson in our company. That I was the right person to lead the business and be the managing director. I would 100% say that was the right decision for the company at the time. Was it right for me? Probably not, because I was just on a frontline salesman. I just wanted to go out there, close the deals, do what I was good at. I didn't want to manage people. I didn't want to deal with the day-to-day stuff. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
But you have to do that for the greater good of the business. And I was to start with.
Was you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I used to just not consider opinions because, you know, we're going this way.
Yeah.
And that's the way that's right for the company. But I think when a company's so small and you have got opinions flying around, you have to do what you believe in.
Yeah.
And I believed that our business could deal with the big blue chip companies, could get them on board. My dad used to think I was on Clyde Cuckoo with how I used to talk in that way. And sometimes when I think back, I would say I was deluded with how I used to dream for the business. When I was a little, I can't remember what age I was, probably between the ages of 10 and 15. I remember being on my grandma's kitchen table.
Yeah.
I'd never forget it. And I would be drawing. And I used to draw, you know, like the New York City skyline.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I used to draw the Empire State Building, and then the HSBC building. And then the biggest one was a building with the Labina logo on the top on New York.
Yeah,
and I was just a kid, just daydreaming that the business was going to go massive. And I still do dream like that.
What is it that gave you that enthusiasm for it then?
I saw how hard Dad worked.
Yeah.
Dad was out every night, out in the trucks, doing the graft. But then he got to a stage where he managed to work that hard. He got out of the trucks and then started doing the deals. And then I joined the business at 16.
Yeah.
So from a real young boy, I was surrounded by people that took risks. My grandma, Nonna Francesca, started her shop that sold Italian produce and she was working for herself. My granddad was doing the same with her, you know, transactions daily. And I was part of them transactions. I saw them transactions from the ages of 2.
Yeah.
I was in that shop. I lived at the Nonna's shop. And there'd be some times where she'd make me go and serve because she was too busy.
Yeah.
And now you'd look at that as like child labour, but me, I would look at that as that's teaching me early about money. And then my other grandfather on the other side of the family, my mum's parents, who's sadly passed away now, he had a ice cream van. And when I used to be there, he used to come home at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, big bag of money after selling ice cream every day, put it on the counter, count out his money. And I just saw it. And then that on both sides of the family, being surrounded by, you'd say entrepreneurs, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I know
definitely,
ice cream van in a shop, but they've got their own businesses at the end of the day.
They've got their own business. They're doing it for themselves.
The work ethic's there to start something. And then that as well paired with my dad, who was out every night working for himself again, it was a recipe for success, wasn't it, for a child to be surrounded by that?
Yeah, you're seeing people that are trying to achieve a better life, I suppose. Yeah. Ultimately.
It's like, for an example, when I was at school, I used to have an argument with my grandma, who used to own the shop and sell the sweets and chocolate, and I used to sell a lot of sweets, chocolates, cans of pop, I used to be a walking tuck shop at school. I used to do that and have everything.
Yeah.
I used to get me stock, fill up Nonno Fernando's car boot, and then take it to school the next day. And Nonno Fernando used to look at me when he picked me up from school. He goes, "What's left?" I went, "I sold I sold everything." I think I took like 200-300 quid home in a day. You know, it didn't last because I got caught, and I've always like pushed the boundaries. I didn't give a shit about grades. It just didn't bother me. I just want.
Did it not interest you?
No, I thought, I'm not going to take away from the fact that I was privileged because I knew I had an opportunity when I left school. I knew that I was going to work with Dad.
Have you always had that feeling that whatever happens, you're going to be all right?
No, I get anxiety every single fucking day now.
Do you? Okay. That's
If you're not growing, you're failing. And I've lived by that since I started at Labina. So I'm always out to get the year better than the next year.
Yeah.
And that amount of pressure that I put on myself keeps me up at night. And I'd love to have the mindset of going to bed at 9 o'clock and switching a button here and saying switch off.
Okay.
I don't. That's one of the curses, but you know, I won't change it.
It's kind of the gift and the curse, isn't it?
Yeah, the curse of running something that you want so much is that people say 9 till 5. You know, I'm just not operated in that way.
Yeah.
If I want to speak to someone, I'll ring them at 8:30 at night.
Yeah.
And my management team, my big circle, understand that.
Yeah.
And we all operate in the same way, because if we can't, then we don't understand each other and we don't belong together. And that's it.
Let's face it, your business is time critical
Correct.
transport.
We've not always had the privilege of having a rotation of people working 24/7.
Yes.
So in the early days, 24/7 meant keeping this on all the time, all through the night. When you come from that to having the luxury of the job's going to be okay because you've got people in the office looking after it. Because there was one thing closing a deal, and then there's the next thing of running the job through to the end and delivering the service.
Yeah.
So in the early days, you'd close a deal and you'd have to run the service to the end.
Have to.
Now, you close the deal, you hand it over to the right team to run the service to the end. And that's
Perfect.
a privilege.
That is a
Not all
privilege, yeah.
companies have got that. You have to get through that bit of doing it all yourself, learning your curves, and then you get that privilege in the end. What I don't understand is to get a company and to hire a new director or a new chief exec or a new managing director, and that person come in new and not know every bolt. Because for me, if I'm running my business and I want it to grow, I need to know every single minor detail about it. How that warehouse door opens, how to switch the forklift on, how to make a customer think you're great, how to keep a staff member on board when they fall off the wagon. Every f***ing detail matters, and it really does. And that's why you'll find that if a company does bring in someone new as a director or whatever, 9 times out of 10, I don't think it works.
You can't tell someone how to do something if you don't know how to do it yourself.
Yeah. That's the mindset I've always had. If someone's better than me as well, I look at them as a figure of, oh, what can I learn from that person?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know my quality lady?
Yeah.
She's amazing. She's prim and proper. And it's really hard for a person like me who's, you know, ADHD'd off, is not systemized, to find someone who's so systematic.
Yes.
The connection that we now have is that she knows how I operate, I know how she operates, and it's just when we're in a room together and we do work together, it's magic.
Yeah.
Because when two opposites collide like that, she used to hate the word f***, she used to hate the word swearing.
Right.
She's taught me so much, but I've also taught her so much as well, and I'll take credit for that. In the last 2 years, she now swears in meetings.
You've taught her to swear.
I taught her to swear, to just be her authentic self.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to swear.
That's true.
And it's just a really, like, you know, we had a really hard time at the start. She didn't think that I was up for it.
Yeah.
And then I think I remember having one conversation with her, is give me the opportunity to learn from you.
Okay.
And I said it to her. When we get to that 100 million, I'd really love you, because that's one of the key goals, is to get to 100 million. I'd really love you to be a part of that journey.
Yeah.
Because I know that me and you working together will make absolute magic happen.
Yeah.
And she stayed, and she come back to me on that Friday.
Brilliant.
I was fucking buzzing. And she said, look, I can't go because you guys want to learn. Waiting pisses me off. If there's a queue to get the best watch in the world,
Right.
and it's for free,
Yeah.
and the watch is worth 50 grand, but the queue is more than 20 minutes, fuck that watch.
You
I
don't
am not
need
waiting.
that watch.
I do not need that watch. But that's probably what makes me really decent at my job, is that I'm so fucking impatient. And sometimes in life, it punishes me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, your family life shouldn't be like that. I'm a strong believer if your home life isn't great, your work life's going to crash. So you should always focus on the wife, focus on the kids.
Yeah.
The upsides is, in business, being impatient ain't a bad thing.
It's true. You know, I think it's important to have family to enjoy the successes of life.
It's worth all without it. Where I'm really fortunate as well is I've got a partner that she really is my backbone. I've come home and I've crashed, got on the sofa. I've had days where I've done 60 phone calls in a day and non-stop, job after job after job. Come home at 5 o'clock at night, said to Kelsey, I'm stopping this on Monday. And she does it really well where she says, no, you're not quitting, picks me back up, pushes me back out.
Yeah, brilliant.
And she knows how to realign my mindset. She'll never put fire in my ego. She'll always bring me back down to earth. But when the hard times are there, and there is a lot of those times, she's really great at just listens and gives me a mind dump, picks you up and pushes you out.
Yeah, yeah.
She's really good at that.
Yeah. You're from Ilkeston, which is on the border of Derby and Nottingham. So why would a lad from Ilkeston be putting himself out there? Like,
No,
people
so this-
from Ilkeston, what would they think?
There was a stage growing up where I had quite a lot of friends, but then, you know that point that we talked about earlier, that 7 deals in a day,
Yep.
I just became hooked. It all off.
Right. Changed in that instant.
All I cared about was Kelsey, spending time with her, and locking the in at work.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't feel like it was a sacrifice because to go out to a pub and drink and go partying, just what value am I getting out of that? I didn't feel it was a sacrifice. I just didn't care. So it got to a point where friends had asked me to go out and say, now I'm busy. Then eventually they'd just stop asking. Probably sacrificed a social life between 17 and 21 and maybe up to 25. But I had an amazing time with my girlfriend at the time, Kelsey, so I don't regret it. And I locked in at work and we was growing something special. That was my addiction. That was my thrill. Going to work, seeing how many deals I could get done. And me and my dad would be like a little team where I always remember I beat him one day on profit. And I was like, I'm going to fucking do this every fucking day now for the rest of our days. And I did. It takes a lot for a man to step back from his business.
Oh, it does.
But he must understand that that's only because of him. He has allowed that to happen.
Yeah, yeah. He's clever and he's going, actually, no, my son can do this. He's doing a great job. I'm going to step back.
My kids can go and do whatever they want when they're older. There's no pressure. Whatever makes them happy. But what pride I would have if one of my kids came to my office one day, started smashing it, growing it. When I was younger, I used to really be envious. I used to be really jealous and envious of the competition because I used to think to myself, if they've got to where they are, they're big. Yeah, and they're working with these big brands. Why can't Labina do it? Why can't I do it? I used to sit with myself and say, how can I get there?
Yeah.
That's where it like bankrolled and, you know, one day pick the phone up. And this is one thing that I've just done since I'm a strong believer in a cold call. People who think it's dead are just at it. Like, it's a hard thing to do because at the end of the day, you're disturbing someone.
Yeah, and you probably wouldn't like it yourself.
No, I put the phone down on him all the time. But then the odd one, I do appreciate because it's a talent to get me to stay on the phone.
If they get your attention.
One rang me the other day. He goes, Luigi, I want 20 seconds of your time. After that, I'll put the phone down and you never need to hear from me again.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, you got my interest, what's up?
Yeah.
Some of the big clients might watch this and think I've been on the end of a sales call from Luigi. And he's relentless because I won't stop ringing him.
Yeah.
If they say no on a Monday, they might say yeah on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I'll just keep hitting it until we get an opportunity. And the way I go down is, look, you just want a chance. And if you level with someone that you just want a chance to prove your worth, and that's one thing my dad taught me, don't be afraid to ask for an opportunity. Never be afraid to ask for an opportunity because what's the worst that can happen? All these big ass brands that we work with, it was all born from just asking for an opportunity.
Yeah.
Every single one started like that. I don't always get things right. I make so many mistakes. My reactions are not always the right reactions. But the next day, I always go back and I try and rectify it. I'm a very strong believer in being so self-aware that when you've made a mistake, try and fix it as fast as you can. If something doesn't feel right, the wrong thing to do for me will be to leave it. Or I have to just go and do it. Being in time-critical transport, being so reactive to put a solution on the table is just in me.
Okay.
And sometimes that solution's not always the right solution. I'm a strong believer in throwing 20 darts fast and potentially getting near the bullseye
Yeah.
than having one dart, planning with that dart over 2 weeks and getting the strategy really right.
Yeah.
And then hitting it when really my 20 darts are thrown in an hour or in 24 hours and the solution's already put on the table.
Yeah. So it's about the result. How would you describe your ethics and your morals?
I'm a very quick person to forgive. I never hold grudges and I don't get offended. Never get offended. But if someone potentially messes up, try my best to let them know that they've fucked up, but give them the opportunity to grow from that. It's all right going down this road of perfect leadership, and yes, I would love to be able to have that talent of reacting in a way of saying, look, is everything okay? And I know what the right way to do it is, but when you have to react fast, you don't always get it right. And some days I absolutely nail it on the head where I've reacted fast and I've done the right strategy behind it. There's some days where you mess up as well.
Yeah.
And you can offend people along the way, where I need to then have another conversation 24 hours later. And my staff, I've probably had it with all of them, where I've said, look, I didn't handle that correctly and I'm sorry. And I just want you to know that I do care about you.
There is a humility that comes.
I have a period of reflection always. Normally when I've finished work and I go home and I think, did I do that right? Yeah, I did do that right. Did I do that wrong? Yeah, I did do that wrong. I've left one of the team members offended. I need to address that because that's not right. And I shouldn't make people feel that way.
Yeah.
The next day I'll go in, I'll speak to them, say I'm sorry. I use the word I'm sorry a lot, but I do mean it. I'm always going to be in a position where I'm going to offend someone. I'm never going to have 100. When you've got so many people around you, not everybody's going to agree with the decisions that you make. Yeah. Someone's going to be offended. Someone's going to be pissed off. Someone's going to be like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
When a staff member messes up, I'll say, oh, for fuck's sake. But then in my reflection period, I'll think, it's not actually their fault that they've messed that up. It's my fault because I haven't created an environment in which they can succeed, teach them, and put the systems or procedures in place to let them flourish.
Yeah.
And then that's where the self-reflection comes in, and that's where you go and work on that kind of stuff. And it's just a constant game of evolving.
What makes you think your way to run a business is the right way?
I don't know if it's the right way. I just know it works for me.
Okay.
I totally disagree with running a business in a glass tower. I've got my desk in the middle of my operations room. It's rare. I answer the phone with the guys. I'm in the trenches with them.
Yeah.
And I think when you're trying to grow a business from 1 million to 10 million, it's okay to be in the trenches.
Yeah.
And that's how I run it.
Yeah.
I'm in that ops room. I'm closing the deals out, answering the phone, good morning, Labina Transport. I'm doing everything with my team, shoulder to shoulder, side by side.
Yeah.
Smashing it. The people who are closest to me rein me back in. My cousin, Nico, knows the art of telling me to f*** off. He knows the art of putting me in a box when I require being put in a box. And he calls me out on my bullshit. I can even sometimes go off the bus. So the idea is positioning people around you to also keep you on the bus as well.
Yeah, that's important.
Whilst I can be ruthless and probably straight to the point, I have got a decent heart. And I think all my close management circle understand that, know that, and want the best for me because they know that I want the best for them. But one thing with me as well, I sack really fast.
Yes.
If I know that they affect my culture, if I know that they're impacting on our tree of life, let's say they've got a rotten fruit, I'll pull that rotten fruit and f***ing lob it.
Yeah.
And that's not me being ruthless, that's me protecting the team and the culture that we've cultivated over the years.
Yeah. Do you know when someone's not quite right or that?
Yeah, when
like
something. So like I'll have someone in the corner that's coming in with something's gone on, and I'd go over to him. I said, "Come on, let's have a quick chat." And I said, "Is everything okay?" That's all you need to ask. Is everything okay? Are you all right? I said, "Look, I'm here for you. I want the best for you. But if you need the day off, go home, get your ass back in tomorrow or whenever you can, and hit it hard." And I think by treating people like people, not like tools, you get the absolute best out of them.
Oh yeah.
But also, don't be afraid to call them out on their bullshit as well. And I'm also a strong believer, which I don't get right all the time, is criticise in private, praise in public. Picking the phone up, speaking to the person you've got an issue with, and dealing with it in that way.
Yeah.
But you don't always get it right in the heat of the moment. No. You got so much going on.
Yeah.
Deal closing, speaking to a customer, dealing with an issue like I just had then. And then problem hits. No, my brain's just not wired to give me 10 minutes. I just and hit it all out. But the idea is when you do get it wrong, you make it right. If I was to sit in the mirror and look at myself, I wouldn't say I'm successful. I would say I've worked really hard.
Yeah.
Really f***ing hard. and got somewhere. And do you know what really pisses me off? When people say you're fucking lucky. No, you're not fucking lucky. You're putting yourself in a position to win. And it only takes one person to believe in you to make you a success. I had 5. I had my nonna, my nonno, my other nonna, and my other nonno, my dad. And even my mum. They all like reaffirmed that I thought I was gonna do something good with sales. Didn't know what, whether it would be Labina or something else. And if you've come somewhere, I guarantee, if you've started a business or started something special and growing it or something, that you've had somebody that's just believed in you.
Yeah.
The power of that, someone believing in you, is really special.
Right, I want to tackle the question. Your name's Luigi.
Yeah.
You're Italian.
If I had £1 for every time someone said, "Are you Mario's brother?" I would need to go to work every day.
Did you ever get bullied, or is it always just been
not for my name. I got picked on a bit for my weight. You know, I've always been chubby, but gone are the days where I give a about if I look the right kind of shape or the right kind of size.
Yeah.
Would I prefer to be slim? Yeah. Would I prefer to have abs? Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But there's just more priorities in my life right now.
Yeah. Do you think there's a lot of pressure as well on like kind of teenagers now, especially like boys?
See, I grew up with my cousin. He was a couple of years above me at school. And he would get all the girls. He had rock solid abs. He was a fortunate fucker that were just born with them. Yeah, still got him today. He goes to the gym twice a week, 3 times a week. Works hard when he goes to the gym. You admire the way he looks because he looks great.
Yeah.
He's a great person. He's a great human. He'd do anything for anyone. He was like his mum. And yeah, I envied him a lot growing up. I looked at him and he's like, how does he get all the girls? And he just looked the part when I was just the chubby cousin in the corner.
Yeah.
Like just thinking, oh, how can I get the girls? And how can I do this? And how can I do that? And I just didn't have it. I didn't have the looks, but what I did have was my mouth. Yeah. I used to walk in a room and have to fucking charm him to try and get the opportunity. I've always envied him in that way, but I love him to bits, and he's always believed in me, and he's always believed in my mouth. He's believed in my selling. He's another person. I said 5 earlier.
Yeah.
I would say he, from a young age, also in his own right, believed in me and encouraged me in his own little way, and I've got a real special bond. When I was first starting out, 90% of the people that was there are still there today. And when you look at it, it's the ones that I've got a true connection with that are still by my side. They're the ones that lift me up when I'm down, tell me when I'm wrong, tell me when I'm right. And to surround yourself with people that want the best for you and you want the best for them, you can really take over industries. You really can.
How much of your working life are you prepared to share and expose?
Every little aspect, every problem, every success. I've been an open book.
Yeah. It's just you're opening up to a wider audience.
Yeah, wider audience. Have a look at it.
And what about competition? Because I know we're talking about, actually, you already have an established leadership role within the transport industry.
And you know what? I like winding the competition up. I always have done. Like, it's just a bit of banter in it. It's just...
Yeah.
You know, you can just toy with them. They can wind us up. We can wind them up. You know, but at the end of the day, they've got to feed their families. Yeah. Crack on. It's an open market. Whoever's better wins. It's just on this occasion.
There's no hate there. It's just kind of healthy competition,
Correct.
Isn't it?
It's just on this occasion we're f***ing better. Yeah. Look, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
If I put my team, and I like this analogy, I love it, because I truly believe it. Get me the best company in our industry that I work in, my core sales team, my leadership team, put them on a desk with me and my 2 boys, Nico and Vidas.
Yeah.
Put us in a room together, us 3 working the way we work. Then get every single competitor out there and put us all in the same room.
Okay.
You go in there and say, here's the challenge. I want you to get this from A to B, and here's the hurdles around it. Problem. Give me as many fucking problems as you want.
Yep.
I guarantee, with absolute every single confidence in my being, that us 3, our team, our squad, will absolutely crush, not just beat them, crush them on every single level in terms of the solution that we put in front of the client.
Okay.
Because of the absolute drive, the focus that our team's got, the solidarity of we all know where each other are, and we've seen it, and we're doing it every single f***ing day. I don't think people do what we do, to be honest. We provide solutions to real technical situations, but put us in the same room and give us a challenge. My team will come up on top.
You have to be on it every day with
every
your
day,
team.
not every day, every minute. I always believe in the 5 minutes that count. And I say this to my team every single day.
Okay.
The 5 minutes that count.
Yeah.
You can be dead all day long. It can be a real quiet day.
Okay.
If you get an opportunity at 11:05, you better be sure as shit that you are absolutely on the ball for that 5 minutes.
Okay.
Because that 5 minutes can change your whole month.
Yes.
Can change your whole year.
Yeah.
And I've got that right with our team.
Yeah.
They're ready for it. They're on the ball. They're on the tiptoes all day. Very rare now that it is quiet, but
Yeah.
when them 5 minutes come in, be prepared to dance.
Okay. That's when they have to shine.
But I operate in that way. And remember, I'm in that ops room.
Yeah.
And if I'm not in the ops room, I'm on my mobile and I
Yeah.
see it. And I see the 5 minutes that count. Let's go, 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 go.
Yeah.
And that's how we do it.
The 5 minutes that count.
Might even be the 30 seconds that count, but I just call it the 5 minutes. It's true though, isn't it? If you
it's
if
very
you can
true.
have a really slow day today, the phone ring at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
and you've got an opportunity where you
turn on.
you've got a phone call where a client's rang you.
Yeah.
You're ready to answer the phone. Labina, blah, 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 ready to sell because that 5 minutes counts.
Yeah, it does.
Ready to own it.
Yeah, because you may not get another call for another day. Putting yourself in a position to win. That's something you said earlier. What does that mean to you?
I would say your team, the people you're with, and I don't want to come across cliche, but it really does matter. And it's not about surrounding yourself with incredible talent. It's about surrounding yourself with people who want it. People who just want to be part of something successful and want to really make a dent. And I can remember these crazy conversations I used to have with who is now our senior team about, come on guys, we're going for growth. We're here now. But imagine where we could be if we keep hitting these big customers. Imagine where we could be. Imagine it. Do you really think you're going to stay on the salary you're on if we're turning over X, Y, and Z? Obviously, it's growth for all of us. Let's get on the bus, let's drive forwards and let's smash it. And I think by getting everybody aligned into one goal and one vision is special, really special, because my vision's changing every week, but everybody knows we're going to grow. The key is allow them to believe that they're making the difference as well. And they are making the difference. If I truly believe my people make a difference, I feel honoured that I've got great people working with us and they choose to come to Labina and they choose to come work by my side. They choose to put up with me when I can be a pain in the arse. And yeah, I'm really thankful that they just want to be there.
That must be because you offer encouragement as well, because they wouldn't stay with you just for the money.
No.
There must be another side to you that makes them want to stay.
I believe that we are building something incredible. I'm not talking the £100 million business. I believe we're going to revolutionise the way logistics is looked at. What we do is fun. What we do is actually the deals, the this, the that, the other. When you've got an aircraft with 300 passengers waiting and relying on your vehicle to get there, and if it doesn't, they don't take off.
Yeah.
When you've got that sense of responsibility lying on your shoulders and you're on a job, make it fucking happen. People are relying on us now.
Yeah.
It's not a case before where you're trying to find the opportunities. Now the opportunities are coming at us.
Yeah.
People are genuinely, and these big companies are relying on us to deliver that service when that hits the fan.
Yeah.
And it means a lot to have that trust. You trust us.
Yeah.
And that means a lot.
And so you have to deliver on that trust as well.
Oh yeah, and we do every time.
Yeah.
I used to hate ups. I used to hate them when we get something wrong. But now I look at it as an opportunity to improve. Okay, this has happened. Up. Let's look at it and think, what can we do better next time to avoid it?
Yeah.
So you see a mistake as a lesson.
Yeah.
Move on. Don't dwell on it.
But you learn. You have to learn.
Like I'm in a constant frame of improvement, and I really am. In terms of my muscle in my head, I really do try and train it. I listen to a lot of books.
So audiobooks.
Audiobooks.
Yeah.
I go on a dog walk, and to clear my head, I'd listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
And every podcast, you're kind of learning from it. You'll pick up a certain skill that then you use the next day. And then, like, it kind of, without you even realising, it sets in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so setting yourself up to win, I think you need to be on a journey of self-improvement constantly in terms of your skills. Like, I listen to business books, how to manage people, how to get the best out of an individual, how to get the best out of myself. I had a problem where my brain was getting too full.
Okay, yeah.
I still get the problem now. I read a book and listened to a podcast on how to brain dump before you go to bed. Just like little skills like that, so I could take more load on and then dump it before I went to bed. Just helped out.
Yeah, because many people, hit that burnout level otherwise.
I feel like my burnout level now is quite f***ing high. It takes a lot to burn me out now, but that's because I've kind of trained my mind to take a lot of shit.
Yeah.
If you took an average person off the street and put them in my shoes and dealt with the day-to-day shit that comes with running our place, close the deals, then deal with the problem, then close the deal, then speak to a client, then speak to a supplier, deal with this problem, blah, 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 blah. Go pick your kids up from school. Whilst you're picking the kids up, be constantly on the phone when you go home. Close the deal at 5 o'clock, close the deal at 5:30, deal with a problem at 6 o'clock that's just a problem that you could be wasting your time on. 6:30, bath the kids. Another problem at 7 o'clock, 7:30, 9 o'clock, bed. Still happens now some days.
Yeah.
Put an average person in my shoes on the day, they'd lose their fucking head on day 2.
And whilst you're doing all of that,
Yeah.
are you thinking of other things and other ideas whilst you're doing all
Yeah,
of that?
yeah.
I see some level of divergent thinking in you. So you're able to sort of see many, many different solutions and many, many different ways.
Oh, yeah, I always try and find a crack.
Yeah.
So where someone says no, I'll find a way to get a yes. I hate it when someone says you can't. I'll accept, oh, look, it's impossible. Don't go jumping off the plane. You can't do that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to jump off the plane. But if someone says you can't deliver at that time, I hate it when someone says you can't deliver at that time.
Yeah.
I'll find a way to deliver at that time.
Way.
I'll
Yeah,
always try and find a crack in the wall to walk through.
Okay.
Might be a wall there,
Yeah.
but there's a crack somewhere
Yeah.
to get through the problem.
Or
Even
is
if
it
that
there?
means getting a fucking bulldozer and knocking the wall down.